Lite. Now you can see we're coming from a different place. We're coming from Island City Brew this week. Speed Shop's under construction right now, a little warm in there as well. But I'm going to give you a rundown, a very micro rundown of what happened this week in Raw, where I'll either give it a 2 thumbs up, 1 thumb up, no thumbs, 1 thumb down, or 2 thumbs down. Here we go. This week, to start off the show, we had Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley backstage. Bobby Lashley dares Roman to call him out tonight. Calls him out. What happens? Chaos. Was it the best chaos in the world? No, it did not look very organic at all. It looked like a bunch of D players playing with 2 A-League players. They couldn't hold them back. Now, it doesn't make sense. It shows that the rest of the locker room, to me, is weak. All right, next up, we have a tag match. Nia Jax and Natty versus Alexa and Mickey. Now, the match was on par. To me, what I really loved about this was the ending of this. The ending was where Alexa got the kendo stick out, started beating Nia down with it, but then Nia gets the upper hand, grabs the kendo stick, and Alexa, she powders or she retreats and snaps it over her leg. Shows to me that Nia Jax is a badass. Now, we will see how that plays out at Extreme Rules. Kind of looking forward to this match because it is a no DQ match, so we'll see how crazy they get. Next up, we have Mojo versus No Way Jose. Again, the feud, we've seen this. We haven't seen them wrestle 4 weeks in a row, but we've seen them, going at war with words or matches in the last 4 weeks. This is their second match against each other. Kind of getting bored with it. What are they doing? But I liked how Mojo looked in the ring. Poor No Way Jose, but Mojo looking strong in the ring. I'm hoping they keep building him up because he has some natural ability of looking very strong. Next we got Sasha and Bayley, another segment of them going to counseling. They could have really had something special here, I think, at Extreme Rules. I really think this is where they should have an Extreme Rules match against girls because they have a feud, but now I don't even think they're on the card as far as we're concerned. We haven't seen anything. You never know. There could be a surprise. Next up, we have Seth backstage with Jinder. Kind of funny. Seth has a sarcastic side to him. Jinder wants him to do some meditating, breathing with him. Doesn't work out. Seth just kind of takes himself out of the shot and leaves him there by himself. Next up, we had the B team. Very good. They're funny as always. But we had Bo Dallas this time against Matt Hardy instead of Curtis Axel. Bo Dallas looks just like his brother. As most of you know, they are brothers. Bo Dallas gets the win. Very nice. Keeps moving them on. Although I would like to see them get some matches against some other guys in the locker room. I think it would be very nice to see that. Just to show that they get wins over other people other than just the Woken Warriors. Next, we have Liv versus Ember, and holy cow, Liv had a great match. And so does Ember Moon. She always has a great match for the most part. Very good match between the two. We were surprised by Liv Morgan, how well she lived up to what she did this week. Very good match, very solid match for the girl workers. I don't usually watch these matches a whole lot, but that was a great match between those two girls. Next up, we had Elias and Corbin versus Finn Balor and Bobby Roode. This was good. Surprised to see that the heels won, but actually, as you'll see coming up, it wouldn't have made sense to have Raw go out with 2 big matches with the good guys coming out, or the faces, as some of you know, coming out on top. We did have Finn Balor and Bobby Roode lose to Elias and Corbin, but I think it progresses whatever the story is going to become of it. If the Finn Balor and Bobby Roode win, where do you go from there? Not really sure where you'd go from there. But this kind of maybe sets up for a feud between the 4 of them. We'll find out in the later months coming up. Next up, we found out that Kevin Owens will be versus Braun Strowman in a cage match. And yes, this is what we want to see at Extreme Rules. Extreme type of matches. This should be a good one. As we know, Braun is very devastating when it comes to the ring. He is a monster among men. He is the monster in the bank. We'll see how this plays out. Will Kevin Owens be able to whittle his way out of this? We'll find out. I will look forward to this match. And lastly, holy smokes, what an awesome finish. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Now, at first, I wasn't so looking forward to this, but as the match progressed, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, they built the match up. It went like this. It went slowly uphill had the climax, and then you had Drew McIntyre winning. Now, does this make sense? Absolutely. What did not make sense to me was this portion. Seth Rollins climbs up on the turnbuckle. Dolph Ziggler comes to interfere, essentially, is what it looked like. Seth, in the psychology of this match, should have just let Dolph hit him, because then Drew McIntyre would have lost, and he would have been banned from ringside come Extreme Rules. That part didn't make sense, but the rest of the match was phenomenal. Drew McIntyre did not know he had it in him to be like this. Shouldn't surprise me, though. I mean, he is in the WWE, but he held his own with Seth Rollins, and that was fantastic. Couple of great moves through Seth Rollins off the top turnbuckle, from literally a upside down stuck in the turnbuckle to a sit up, and then throwing Seth Rollins off. That was great. Good looking curb stomp on Dolph Ziggler as always. Great selling. It was a great way to end the show. Progresses what's going to happen on Sunday. So that is a wrap up of Raw Lite and a very micro version of this. What am I going to give this week? Well, it furthers some storylines, but it also kept some a little boring. I'm going to give it a 1 thumb up on this portion, just because of the fact that I liked a few matches, such as Nia Jax, how strong she looked. Also Drew and Dolph, and the B team possibly getting somewhere here. I'm not really sure. But as for this week, it was 1 thumb up for Raw Lite. I am Chris the Real Deal, Mr. Sex Appeal Steel. And this was another edition of Raw Lite.